Here are a couple ways to make your charity streams more effective. It's really simple, it doesn't take that much time, I promise. That being said, the first one is overlays, which I know sounds really tedious because I personally hate setting up overlays, but setting up a custom overlay for each charity stream helps out a ton. It doesn't have to be crazy, but throwing up the logo for the charity that you're working for, or throwing on a filter over your overlay in OBS as it is in order to make everything seem a little bit more like that company's colors, or adding in fun facts in a rotating slideshow about what exactly you guys are supporting, you know? That sort of stuff really helps a ton and really makes everyone like get into the charitable spirit and makes people think like, oh god, this is a special stream, like I should tune in for this. Also, make sure you're showing passion for the project. All of my most successful streams are ones where I've really shown to the community that not only is this just like a good cause, but it's a good cause that I personally care about. So for example, if you're doing a stream for a charity that works towards cancer research and care for cancer patients, then maybe you can tell a personal anecdote about that. I do a lot of streams for the WWF because I grew up, you know, basically adoring them. And so my audience saw that and they were like, hey, you know, Diana really cares about this. I also want to care about this. And so that helps a lot. That passion is very key. Having a measurable impact for each donation amount also helps a ton. You'll sometimes have to scout the charity's website for this, or they'll give you assets for it if you sign up and they email you over a bunch of stuff like logos and things like that. A lot of times they'll include a little fact sheet that says like, hey, $20 buys this for someone in need. Every $30, you know, helps support a koala out in the wild. Stuff like that, if you have that visible on your overlay or you take a second to talk about it, it makes sure that people like really know exactly what their money is going towards, not just some esoteric charity or some big name out there, but specifically what it will help do. That measurable impact is really important. Especially because it goes a lot further than I think people think. Charities in particular are really good at using their money and making, you know, stretching every dollar as much as they can because they have the resources and the knowledge to be able to do that. So like, for example, if you or I were to donate a meal to someone in need, it would be like $20, but a charity can do so much more with that same $20 and they could donate to like 3 people in need. So make sure your audience knows how far their dollars go. If you're doing your stream as part of a big organized event and there are a bunch of streamers doing the same thing for the same cause, try and organize raid trains if you can. Sometimes charities will set up Discord servers and you can see who's live at the time that you're getting off so you can raid into them and not only just like have a solid networking sort of thing going in a passive level, but also keep the love going and, you know, help share support and make sure that people who are donating for incentives have the chance to try new incentives out on this new channel. In that same community aspect, competition and having goals are really important. Making sure your goal and the amount that you've reached towards that goal is visible on your overlay is really solid for letting the community know, like, hey guys, we're almost there. We're almost to our $200 goal. If someone donates $30 more, like, here's what will happen. And making sure people can see that throughout the course of the stream. And also if you have a ton of people, again, streaming for the same cause at the same time, competing with them and creating teams and, you know, trying to have like this overarching goal that everyone's reaching towards is really solid. And in my experience, nothing drives charity more than competition, so that one's a really big one. I hope that helps.